Hi again, everyone, and welcome to Badger Breakdown. I'm Mike Lucas for UWBadgers.com. I'm joined by Matt Lepay, the voice of the Badgers. Tell me in all truthfulness, when the Badgers lost on that Hail Mary in East Lansing, did you think there was any chance that there would be a rematch between these two teams in the Big Ten championship game?
I did. I was really rooting for it, to be honest, and I thought there was a very good possibility. You know, certainly Nebraska was a factor, and Michigan, the way it's played since losing to Michigan State earlier in the year. But I had the feeling, and maybe at the time it was more of a consolation or whatever, that they're going to get a second chance. But I can honestly say I thought it was a pretty strong possibility.
When you dissect that first meeting, break it up in all sorts of different components, look for strengths and weaknesses, these teams are awfully even.
They are, and I think for Wisconsin, it's an interesting matchup when you look at what Michigan State does on offense. Veteran quarterback, very good quarterback in Kirk Cousins, and two really good receivers, and then others who do their job well as well. But B.J. Cunningham has had a very nice career. Keyshawn Martin, a very good receiver, 50-plus catches, terrific return man, brought one back to the house last week against Northwestern, obviously did so last year against Wisconsin. The running numbers aren't all that good, but I still like those guys. Le'Veon Bell, Edwin Baker, those guys,
Bell.
Absolutely. Yeah. They can pound on you. So the numbers are the numbers, but I kind of take that for what it is, because I still think the Spartans are capable of running the ball.
In the last two games against Michigan State, both on the Spartans' home turf, the kicking game has had a big impact on the outcome, whether it was a punt return or a blocked punt.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously with Wisconsin, that happened in both of its losses in an area that they all know needs to be cleaned up. And teams have actually charged them pretty hard at times since then. I know Penn State put on a pretty good rush a couple of occasions, and Wisconsin was able to pick it up, and Brad Norman was able to get the kick away. But yeah, I mean, there were other little things, or not so little things, that happened in the course of that Michigan State game. But clearly the punt block is something that stands out to a lot of people.
One of the real exciting things for me is that everybody will get another opportunity to see Russell Wilson and Monty Ball on a really big stage.
It will, against an outstanding defense. Statistically, Wisconsin actually has some better numbers than Michigan State, but make no mistake, this Spartans defense is right there. And this is 3 straight weeks now that those two guys and the rest of this Wisconsin offense has faced a very good defense. Illinois is a good defense. Penn State was a top-notch defense coming in, and Wisconsin was able to really pick it apart. And if Russell and Monty, if those two and this offense as a whole continues to put up the kind of numbers, then you'd like to think that those two guys are going to be in line for some serious postseason recognition. You consider the size of this stage, I think it could go a long way. I know it's not the big goal for those guys, but I think as somebody, if you're a Badger fan, you really want to see that. You'd like to see one or the other get invited to New York, and you'd like to see both of them in line for some major individual honors.
Well, we like to talk about high-stakes football or big boy football, and this encompasses both. We're in uncharted waters with a Big Ten championship game, which is kind of neat in itself because we're all going to be going through this for the first time. But the bottom line is that the winner goes to the Rose Bowl.
It is, and Mike, this rivalry, like we can call it that, football, men's basketball especially, the Big Ten's highest profile sports, I'm not sure there's a better one in the league over the last decade.
Agree.
They've taken turns ripping each other's hearts out in football and basketball on the big stage. Same thing in football. Wisconsin had something pretty close to a Hail Mary in 2000 in East Lansing on a last-minute touchdown pass, and they've both won some real hard-fought, down-to-the-wire games. So a lot of great rivalries in this league. Last decade, 2 sports combined, I don't know if there's a better one.
Looking forward to it, huh?
That'd be great. Can't wait. Great atmosphere. It's a great way to start. If you're going to have a Big Ten championship game, why not have the Badgers play in the first one, right?
Yeah, why not Wisconsin? For Matt Lepay, the voice of the Badgers, I'm Mike Lucas for UWBadgers.com. Thanks for watching Badger Breakdown.